Hey guys, my name is Alvin Faisal, and I'm here talking about laziness in testing. I believe that getting testing as easy as possible is the key to get developers to not only write more tests, but have them think more about quality in software in general. So ideally, writing automated tests is generally accepted practice. Normally what would happen is you would write code, you would write tests for your code, you'd ship it out, and everything is good. Everything's all nice and pretty. However, that's not always the case. In reality, we just don't write tests. And why is that? Well, it could be a mix of technology problems, or it could just simply not have enough time. And that's not the developer's fault, it's really the infrastructure's fault, because simply put, writing and running tests can just be way too hard. So we're going to take a deeper look at why developers are having these problems. And while there are technical problems, there's also non-technical problems that we have to address as well, since it's part of the overall picture. So first of all, setting up and running tests can just be way too hard. It feels like a ritual sometimes where you have to do this step, do that step, do this step, just to get something running. And that's a really big pain. And even if you do get something running, let's think about writing tests. That can be hard as well. Because what tests do we actually write? What data is going to be there? How are these tests ran? That's a lot of thought for a developer that's just trying to get this thing out the door and trying to get it done. And this is more true, especially if we have QAs that are going to look at this for us. Speaking of which, if developers and QAs have an over-the-wall approach for all of this, then that gives developers less incentive to actually write tests. Because think about it, I'm getting paid to get the thing done. If I have other people to look at this, then why would I write tests? This is more of an organizational problem, but it's an important problem to address. So because of all this, the amount of energy to even think about writing tests just makes us way too tired. Because writing tests is hard enough, running tests is even harder, so what's the point? Why would we even do all this? Even though we know we should write these tests, we don't. So what do we do? Well, this is where we think about creating good test infrastructure, specifically one that's engineered for laziness. And when I say laziness, I mean we're just trying to find the easiest solution to get the thing done. And this is a good mindset to have when it comes to creating good infrastructure because testing is seen as this big other thing that no one wants to do. But if we engineer for laziness, we can actually get developers to write more tests, lower the bar for entry, and actually get them to think about more quality in their software. So it's time to build good, lazy testing infrastructure. And this involves solving technical problems, but non-technical problems as well, whether it be spinning up test environments as easily as possible, or just having documentation out there. Basically, the goal is to have all aspects of testing as easily as possible. So we all know Docker, but Docker is really good for setting up test environments, specifically one that involves running tests that require data. And being able to start up and spin down environments at just a few commands is super nice. Speaking of data, Flyway is a great tool for managing all of that. Through schema and script versioning, we can actually see what data is exactly going to be in those test environments. And it also gives developers the ability to check in their own test data, which is super nice versus just provisioning one database and just assuming a specific data is going to be there. In a CI environment, Jenkins multi-branch pipelines are a great solution. We can take the repeatable testing environment that we just made and put it in the pipeline. And since it's in a multi-branch pipeline, each developer has their own CI environment. One of the most underrated parts of testing is documentation, because chances are a lot of automated tests are going to be rewritten over and over again, such as CRUD operations or UI validation. So having like a testing checklist will make things a lot smoother for your developers. So start making quality assurance as just part of day-to-day development. This can mean quality analysts using it, working with product analysts to actually get test cases documented for developers, or just simply sizing tickets with test efforts in mind. Getting everyone to think about quality early and often is the goal. So overall, we start to see a lazier, smoother test experience. So just for a few buttons, we can spin up test environments in both locally and in the CI environment. And those technical problems are a lot smoother to work through. From a non-technical point of view, quality assurance feels like a part of development. Developers can review documentation to see what test cases they can write, and they can also work with QAs and product analysts to see what test cases that are a little bit more harder and a little bit more specific should actually be written. Of course, creating good test infrastructure is a continuous effort. You got to keep building on it, and take the time to listen to developers' pain points and actually act on solving them to continue creating good test infrastructure. So overall, building a better test infrastructure is a great way to increase your quality of your software. And I hope I've shown you guys that when everything is practically invisible and smooth, then everyone benefits from it. Thank you.